Hey, how's it going? Welcome back to the channel. Today we have a good looking puzzle in front of us. It's not supposed to be very difficult or anything like that. It just has a nice look to it that I just felt like doing today. So that's what we're going to do. So it's called Triple Sums by pagedo. We've done quite a few by pagedo at this point. So we know they're always going to end up being good. So let's jump into our rules of this thing and see what's going on. So it's normal Sudoku. So every row, column, and 3x3 box will contain the digits 1 through 9 once each. We also, they're putting out for accessibility. Lines have been marked with an abbreviation to distinguish them as an alternative to the line's colors, which I really enjoy that those are being put on. And I like now the fact that we're starting to get a little bit more nuanced way of putting these in here. So they're not necessarily just big old blocky letters sitting out here, but they're actually on the line. I think that's really nice looking. So anyway, let's jump into what they are. Cells connected by a pink Renban RN line form a set of consecutive digits in any order without repeats. So you'll see that's this one right here. Those will be, again, a consecutive set of digits with no repetition. They can be in any order. Then adjacent digits along a green German whisper, GW line, must differ by at least 5. So we've got 2 of those here on the outsides. And on again, those, whatever this digit is, this one will be at least 5 away from it and continue that same thought through. Then we have adjacent digits on an orange Dutch whisper, DW. Line must differ by at least 4. So that's the opposite sides here are the Dutch whispers. So whatever this one is, this one will be 4 away from it or more. Then box borders divide region sum lines are S into segments with the same sums, and these are in the corners over here. So, well, for these region sum lines, I think we kind of know what's going on here. This, whatever this value is, going to be the same as this value, same as this value, because we are having a singular section of region sum line in each region there. So then we have a little bit of Kropki and a little bit of XVs. So cells joined by an X sum to 10. So these guys here will be 10. Cells joined by a V sum to 5. So these two here will be 5. And then digits joined by a white dot are consecutive. So these two cells will be consecutive because they have a white dot between them. And then not all XVs or dots are given. So no negative constraint. Cool. All right, with all that said, nothing crazy. These are all very standard rule sets, just kind of organized nicely together. So let's jump into them. Links in the description below, as always. All right, where do we want to start? I think I'm going to do my normal of getting onto these V's. I'm just going to pop all these guys on there and then see what kind of grouping we can pull together. Now, good start because we have a couple of things on our German whispers we can get moving with. So we know this is the low digit, so this will also be a low digit. And then we know these will all be high digits. Trying to see if there's anything. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so there's 1 digit miss. Trying to, as we're putting these in, I'm trying to see if there's anything specifically that we can start to pare these down better and get some things done instead of just putting in a ton of digits. But currently, that's not seeming to be the case. Anyway, this is from 6, 7, 8, 9. So is this. So these will be from 1, 2, 3s, and 4s. Now, of course, across the X clues, we can know that all of these are also going to be high digits. Now, you could color these if you would like to. I know a lot of people do. Usually when I have a ton of different colored lines, I'm not a huge fan of coloring because I think it just takes up too much of the eyesight. But that's my personal preference. So now, what else do we have? There's a couple of little things here that we can start to say across our Kropkis. Now, I'm wondering if that's where we want to go to next. We can also think a little bit about some of our region sum lines. So let's continue that process. Again, we know these are all going to be the same digits on each one of these guys. Not necessarily between them, but these will all be the same. These will all be the same, etc., etc. So we can put those guys in there. Now, I was hoping we'd have something that maybe could tell us where a 5 might go and then kind of sort some things out, but not necessarily the case. But we can kind of continue again. Now, if this didn't have an X on it, this could have gone up to a 5, but because it has an X, it can't. So we go back to our 6, 7, 8, 9 here. Again, we don't have those same restrictions on these guys, so we could very well put a 5 in one of those. So I'm not going to... Oh, I missed a V up here. Didn't even see that. These then have to be 1s, 2s, 3s, and 4s as well. 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay. Again, trying to find some grouping where we're getting to maybe a 5 that's going to be giving us something. This one right here doesn't help us at the moment. Okay. 1, 2, 3. Okay, so we have 3 low digits on this thing at the moment. We have to at least have 3 highs. And we have to have a 5 somewhere. The question's going to be, can we figure out how those are oriented here or not? Or if we have to find something else to get us a little bit further down the line. It's always a good question. 3, 4. I don't necessarily... Do we want to go on the Dutch Whisper? Maybe. Again, they're not super helpful at this point because we could still put a 5 on a Dutch Whisper as long as it's flanked by 1s and 9s if it's in the middle of the line. If it's at the end of the line, then it just has to have a 1 or a 9 next to it. Yeah, this one could still be a 5 because this one could be the 1 and... Well, actually, that can't be. Forget that. There we go. This can't be a 5, and it can't be low, so it's going to be a high. It can't be the 5, obviously, here, because if we did, we'd have to put a 1 here, which forces the 9 here on the 10 clue, and then you'd have to put another 9 or 1 over here. Anyway, so this is 6, 7, 8, 9. So we're getting close now. One of these two is going to be a 5. Do we have anything else that we can continue to work on this guy? This one, okay, so this one actually, this can't be a, well, maybe it could be a 5. Trying to see if we had anything else staring at it. Because if this is a 5, we'd have to put a 9 in both of these, but that seems like it's plausible. Yeah, I don't think we can rule out. And then that would be a 1. No, that won't work either. Going back to this guy, because if this is a 5 and these are both... No, wait. No, that's not... Okay, I thought we had something there. I didn't. Again, seeing things. I was for some reason thinking that this was going to turn into a 1 again, but it's not the case. Okay, what else do we have then? We've got you guys here. We don't have anything on this one yet. And this could always be 5, 5, 5. Excuse me. And then we can just start pairing off on it as it goes along. Or it could be a high digit. All right. What else do we have here? Now we know we're going to have 1 low, 1 high. And it just means that there's a 5 and 1 low, 1 high here as well. One of these 3 is a 5. Which one is it? Do we have any way to sort that out? I don't think we do at the moment. Because again, you can put it in any of these. And what about you? Yeah, you could be a 5 as well. Actually, you can't. Okay, this guy can't be a 5 because it would force both of these to be 1s and then both of these to be 4s. So you actually are a high digit. There we go. There's one more we can put in. Does that say anything about this other side, though? I don't think it does. Because if this is a 5, these are both 1s, that's fine. That puts a 4 here, that's fine. And that just means that this is a 2, 3. So I don't think we can rule that one out. Just like I don't think we can rule out these other guys from being 5s either. What about E? Well, I think we said... No, we didn't look at this one yet, did we? Yeah, but this one could be a 5 too, because this could be either 1 or 9. There's nothing really substantial there yet, I don't think. Any other rows or columns that we've got? This is the closest one we have to being able to sort this out. That guy, yeah, again, he's either 5 or high. And even this one didn't necessarily have to be a 1-1. It could have been a 1-9. Okay. Well, was there anything else we could have done to rule out 5s? Or am I just missing something very obvious here? I don't see it, if it is. Again, if these are all 5s, I think that's fine. Because it'd force the 4 here to go with the 6. That would mean this would have to be a 5 as well. Because we need to get the 5 on the Renban, but it would be ruled out from both of those. One of those two. Let's run down this thing a little bit, see if there's something more to it. One of those. No, I don't think there is. We can go down that line and it'll work. Okay. What else can we think about then here? Because I don't, again, was trying to see if we can get through these guys using the Kropkis. But I think there's some hang-ups there where we can't necessarily make those deductions. And I don't think we have enough info elsewhere to just start ruling things out in terms of where the 5s go. It's curious. Is there anything else that I'm missing? To maybe go about it a little bit more systematically. This can never be a low digit. But it could be 5 or high. The other low digit in this row well, can this ever be a low digit? If we think about how this all works. Yeah, it could. Okay. I was trying to think if we put a low digit here, what does that do to our V clue? But it's not enough of a restriction. Because let's say, if we did 1, 2, 2, 3, or 3, 4, we're looking at one of each of the sides of a V. But it doesn't quite put enough of a restriction there. Because this could just be a 2, 3, and this would be a 1, 4, or it could be a 1, 2, and this is either a 3 or a 4 to go with the 1 or a 2, that sort of a situation. Huh. Okay. What is going on here? Now this, we know this one is either low or a 5 as well. There has to be some other logic for this 5s, I think, to help us put some more of these lows and highs in. Has to be a 5 somewhere in there, one of those 3. There's no more low. Oh, this one can't be, yeah, these can't be low. Okay, there it is. I'm just really being slow. I saw this right away and then didn't think in how to use that to get myself on. These are 5s is the answer to this puzzle. It took me way too long to get to that because this cannot be low because we have 1, 2, 3, and 4 already. Well, this one can't be high because it can't pair with a low. So these are the bridging the gap of the 5. Now we can just go through and punch this all in. You're not 4, you're not 6, you're not 4, you guys aren't 4s, which means you're not a 1. This is a 2, 3 pair. Let's just do it that way, which means you are the 1 and the 4. Good. Get rid of the 6s from both of these. Get rid of a 4 and a 1. All right, let's see. Now we just got to find the next spot. So now what we had said previously about the 5 is that this will be a 5 because we have to put a 5 on a Renban. That's going to put 1 there, 1 there, 1 here, just as a given. Wait, no, I'm stupid. There's a 5 right there, you dummy. I'm looking at these two and I go, oh, there's only one place for a 5. Wow. The old brain this morning. It's a Monday morning when I'm recording this. Strange things happen on Mondays. Let's go back to what we were doing, which was what? This can't be a 1. These are not 4s, so this is not a 6. So there is a 2 on this thing somewhere, in one of these 2. Let's see, the 2, 3, the 4, 5. This is a high digit. Let's go back over to here, because now we have all of our highs. This has to be from 7, 8, and 9 as well, so we have all of those, which means this is the other low. Now we're done with the lows, but just tells us there's a 5 and a high down here. All right, what else can we get onto these guys now with? Did any of these guys... Yeah, you have to go up to a high, not 6. And then you have to go back down to a low. Good. And this can no longer be a 2, 3 pair, so it is a 1, 4. Good, good, good. And then what? This, okay, 1 and 4, so these all had to be the same, so they are 1s, which means you're a 4. You're not a 1 or a 4. Which means you're not a 6 or a 9. You're not a 1, so you're not a 9. Let's get rid of the 4 from here. Okay, so that gives us the 2, 3 pair, so this is the 1. Therefore, this is also a 2, 3 pair. All right, 2, 3, the 1 and the 4. Good. All right. Next in line is what? 2, 4. We got a 2, 3 on here. We've got a 4, 5, and a 6. There's no 1 on this thing, so there is a 9 somewhere. We don't quite know where yet, though. All right, what else? Now, the 4 here says this can't be 6, 7. Yeah. Did that tell me enough, though? Okay, let's go back to the Dutch Whispers and start putting our low highs in again. 2, 3, and 4. This becomes a high. Well, no, it doesn't necessarily. this is either a 5 or... Oh, it can't be a 5 because we can't put a 1 here. So this is high. There we go. Getting the old noggin starting to work. We said you can't be a 2 because one of you is. Therefore, this can never be a 6. Okay. That's not a 1, and you're not a 1. So this is either 2 or 3. Do any of those line up with anything at the moment? I don't think so. You guys can't be 9s because of this guy over here can't be. You can't be a 2-3 pair because of you. Okay. That gives us our 1-4 over here. 2, 3, 4. This is 1. Just again, gotta find the places for these things. Sometimes they just hide from you a little bit. 4 here. I haven't even looked at the German Whisper now, but now I have. So those are 9s. These are not. Again, there's a lot going on the screen, so it's finding out what's what. The 9 is going to say this is 8. This is 7. This has to be 2, so all of these are. This is not, so you are not 8. Good. 2, 3. What are these guys? 4 and 6. So this one is the 6 and the 4. Good. Anything? The 8 here says 7 and 8. If that's an 8, well, this one can't be a 4 anymore, so it is the 3, which means 4, 6. You guys aren't 6s or 8s, so it's a 7, 9, which forces this to be an 8. Good, you're not... Oh, wait, you just are 7. We already have the 3 there. Okay, the 4 over to here now, 1 and 4. And you can't be 7 or 8, so you're 6, which means you are 7. 9, 7. Not 7. So it can't be 8 either, so it is 6. You're not 6. You could still be 7 or 8. What about you two to go with that one? It's a 5, 7. Oh, this one just has to be 7. Where does the 7 go in this row? It's here. That's a 7. These are a 5, 8 pair. We'll put them in, but they're not quite resolved. What about in here? Well, actually, we know what you are. Because we have the 9, so this has to be an 8. Okay. The 2 here says this is 3. 2, 3. What are you? I think it's just 4, 6, because it can't be, yeah, it can't be 9, 1, 8, 2, or 7, 3. So you are 4, 6, with the 6 going here and the 4 going here. Can we do the same thing over here? Can't be 9, 1, can't be 7, 3, or 6, 4. So you are 8, 2. So this is the 8 and this is the 2. It's going to give us a 7, 3. And 2, 3, and 3, and 2. Wait, that can't be right. 3, 2, 3. I just can't do things. What are you? For some reason, I went the wrong way on that one. Anyway, what are you 2? 3, which goes here, and 9, it appears to be. What are you? A 9 as well. Okay, go back to you guys. What do we need here? 6 and 9. So 9, 6. You are a given 2. You guys have to be 4 and 5, so we can do that, and we will. Let's go back over to you. Actually, we've got these guys here. It's even better. Let's just do those first. That's a 4. This is an 8. Then we'll go to these 2, and then we'll go back up there. We need to have 5 and 7, so 5, 7. Go back to you now. 2 and 5. Not quite. Let's go over here, maybe. We need a 1. Yep, there we go. We can put that there, and this then has to be a 3. We have this clue left over still. It just has to be a high digit. Can't, well, mid or high. It can't be 5, 6, 7, or 8, so it's 9. Good. Now let's go to U2, I think 6 and 7. We can do that. This is 6, this is 7. Now we know you're 6. These are a 5, 8 pair, and we can do it. Good. This is the 5 and the 8. That's going to give us these guys. And then we can just finish this thing off, hopefully. We need to put the 2 and an 8. These two need to be 8 and 9. We can do that. And we have a 1 and a 3. There we go. Goodness gracious. Like I said, not very difficult. Really just had to get my brain to function to get this 5 to get things moving again. Took a little while to see that, even though we had all the lows there. And I kind of saw it right away, but never correlated it back to what that meant to this guy, particularly because this one had to be a low digit. But once we finally saw that through all of the markings, we were able to get going and moving again. So very fun puzzle, as usual, from pagedo. Hope y'all enjoyed that one. If you did, like, comment, subscribe, donate, buy some merch, do all that sort of good stuff. Join. You can even join, get little perks. But anyway, again, we hope you all enjoyed that one, and we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.